speaking of stories the media doesn't report or stories the media gets wrong, here's one for you. CNN incorrectly reported that ISIS had taken control of Tataouine, specifically of the town called Tataouine in Tunisia, where the Tataouine planet scenes from the Star Wars movie were filmed. Now, Tataouine was rebuilt, the set, I should say, was rebuilt by Star Wars fans some years back. And on Tuesday, CNN reported, according to the Daily Beast, that ISIS jihadis had established a way station there in that Tunisian town. And, quote, the CNN piece, which was on their website, read, "The desert and dun-colored cliffs around the town of Tataouine were once the backdrop for the movie Star Wars. This struggling town on the fringes of the Sahara still draws a few fans of the movie, but now finds itself part of the real-life conflict." Now, here's the problem with that, and they even gave the warning, Star Wars fans urged to avoid Tunisian town. That was another headline. Now, here's the problem with all these stories about Tataouine. Apparently, they're not true, because Star Wars fans went in there and some time back and rebuilt the sets for a cost of $11,000. They report that ISIS is nowhere to be seen in that neck of the woods, and they were indignant and angry about it. Now, it's first of all, where do we go with this story? Number one, yes, CNN got it wrong. That shouldn't be a big surprise. They're the ones who had an anchor openly speculate that the Malaysian airliner fell into a black hole. Number two, it does sound kind of silly what the Star Wars fans did. After all, they spent $11,000 in a country where 1.6 million people live in poverty, and 500,000 people, 500,000, don't have enough to eat on a daily basis. So you could knock them for spending $11,000 to rebuild a Star Wars set. On the other hand, and you could mock them, you could say they're out there saying, "Oh no, man, ISIS isn't here. They're not in any of the Outer Rim territories, much less Tatooine. I was just at the pod races yesterday and you didn't see them anywhere." On the other hand, to be fair, if building that set gave any Tunisians jobs, it was a good thing to do. And if the tourism that it generates, however small, gives a few more Tunisians jobs, well, that's a good thing too. And I was thinking, even as I was talking, we've had Andrew Slack of the Harry Potter Alliance on this show a couple times. He's brought Harry Potter fans together and Hunger Games fans together to do great things. Maybe we should talk to Andrew about this, because, we might be able to get these Star Wars fans to be a stronger force for social good. Oh, wait. Did I just say stronger force? Field of force, Luke. Yeah, I think I am going to call Andrew about this. I'll bet we can channel this whole situation and make something positive about it. If we can't, well, then we'll have Mark Ames back and we'll talk about why it is that a set in Tunisia and Star Wars film fans who occasionally make a pilgrimage to Tunisia get more press coverage on a daily basis than the poverty experienced by 1.6 million people in that country. Everybody got excited when the Arab Spring happened, which began in Tunisia, and rightfully so. It was an exciting moment historically, but A, we didn't follow that story very closely. B, as a culture of change, which is what I hope the progressive movement is, I'm not sure we did enough to support that movement. We should be still paying attention. And C, as a nation, this country and this country's corporate media does very little to report on issues of poverty. So I would personally appreciate it if there were one or two fewer reports on Star Wars fans. That is until we organize them into a force for social change, and a few more stories about poverty in Tunisia and what we can do to solve it. Until then, we will just have to field the force any way we can by working together and staying on top of these stories. I am Richard RJ Eskow, and this is The Zero Hour.